What's up, guys? Woo! We've been on a little bit. Man, that crazy ass. There's a lot of stupid ass people out there. Yeah, there's a video on Rosie O'Donnell being a fucking nutcase. I can't blame because all these people are just, they're like little children. It's like they have to be complainers and stuff and everything. And I've been noticing that a lot lately, like people in general just, like, they're so politically involved.
Emergency!
And they get seasoned so faked off and things don't go their way.
Elimination.
Yeah, nice one. You did it.
And my God, they're fucking crazy.
Completed.
Like, these people sit there all day long and just sit there and complain about it. Like, I have people at work and that, they kind of like, they bring it up a little bit. They're not that bad, but they're still pretty bad, because they still bring it up. I'll be sitting there, I'll just be like, you know, just chilling. And like, they'll bring it up out of fucking nowhere, they'll just come out and bring up politics shit. Like, they'll bring up, like, what, the other day they brought up, like, the Charlie Cook thing, oh, I didn't know anything about Charlie Cook until, you know, until he got assassinated and that.
Please be careful.
And, like, I started seeing these people, like, start bringing it up. No, they don't say anything dramatically bad about him, that. But, like, I just didn't know who he was, that. People keep talking about that. I'm like, yeah, it's because you're not cultured. You're not, you know, your culture's hippie culture. You don't want to sit there and believe in a higher power.
Unidentified reading.
For that the higher power, you know, is there. Because most lefty people believe in science, and like, where did science come from? Anyone that is intelligent about even Neil deGrasse Tyson, all these other fucking retards are always coming with laughing a bunch of bullshit. Even they know it came from intelligent design. God has to exist for something to be this intelligent. You can't make something this advanced just by a cool fucking shit. There's no proof of anything that is evolving will evolve. Humans have been the same throughout the last 10,000 years. Matter of fact, we got dumber because we disrespect God so much. But some of us, you know, at least try to respect the Almighty, for that the Almighty is there. It is real. Jesus is real. Jesus is our Lord and Savior, no matter what religion that you are. I'll announce that today. I'll never die because I believe in Him. I believe in eternal life. I believe in salvation. I believe in trying to follow the rules and regulations and stuff. Is it hard to do? Yeah, it is difficult. Will it ever get easier? No, it's not supposed to be easy. Eternal life is supposed to be eternal for a reason. So they always gotta say why there's so much issues with all that stuff. Well, it's stuff. Like, I had a dream and that. It was a horrible dream. Like, I was, scared of, being and so sitting there and just being afraid. I called out Jesus' name. I'm so used to doing it. Even in my dreams, I always will call it out. Because I know that he's going to be there. And people say, well, you have to do everything on your own. But nothing is ever on your fucking own. You weren't born on your own. You weren't just existing for no reason. You were born into a family of love. That, it takes love to make a child, man. People say, well, it's just that's a full appreciation. You can't choose your parents and that. No, but God's always there for you no matter where you're from. That's the only thing I love it. If your whole entire family stops loving you and everybody starts hating you, you can always go to Jesus. Why? Because Jesus is always there for everybody that lives like that. That's the point of Jesus himself. That's why you say, don't ask the people that have,
emergency, code, attack.
You say that have these issues that don't have anyone, that people,
nice one. You did it.
despise them and that. Like, well. And they always say, well, the reason why people despise people, people despise people.
Completed.
They do it because more or less likely no one else wants them because they're not part of the world cycle. That's what it is.
Pay heed to sudden outbreaks.
That's how I establish it. You can only do so much stuff.
Emergency.
The world's only going to accept
Attack.
so much from you. Some people, it doesn't accept anything. And that's the thing is about the world. The world's not supposed to accept every single body for who. But the world wants you to be controlled. They don't accept you for who you are. All the ideas you have in your head and that, they're not accepting.
Alert level rising.
Emergency, code, attack.
That's what the thing is about the real world. The real world doesn't give a fuck about anybody. It never did. They only care about the people that can be controlled. That's why you got people that are controlled by celebrities, controlled by the music industry. They're like, oh, your dreams will really come true and all stuff and that because you do this, you do that, you do that. Then you get a bunch of P. Diddy people. And then you get all the people that don't give a fuck about you. And then people say, oh, people in churches are just trying to use you and all stuff and that. But you don't have to do it. And here's how I say this. I will never treat anyone different. Unless they're just that fucking terrible of a person. If people are fucking drunk, yeah, I'm gonna hang out with them drunk. I know better. Because I see people get drunk when they're younger and that, they start going through a little bit of that cycle and shit, and that's fine, you do stupid shit when you're younger and that. But then when I see people that like, they do this shit because they can't understand what yeah, you have to understand what Black Ops is. You have to go through and read about it and understand about it. It's not just sitting there and
Completed.
saying, hey, you know, I'm gonna believe in the movies and believe in all these people and shit. The whiskey drinking outlaws, I list these people that these people got so much fucking issues, they can barely talk, their social abilities are so low. They're not no damn hero. They're not anyone that they're outlaw people that, because that's how I used to think that that's how I was when I was young. I wasn't more drunk about that. I always used to think about the whole hero thing.
Code. Elimination.
Are you a hero?
Excellent job.
Completed.
People always want to call themselves that, but are you? You know, you look inside your mind now, you're like, I'm a main character. Main character of what? Your own personal story in that, but main character means that everything dwells with you. That your whole entire world revolves around you, just you alone. The thing is, that can be far from the truth, it's not true.
Emergency!
People always say.
Congratulations on completing the objective.
That's tough.
That's enough. Please head back.
Completed.
It's not the best lifestyle to have. The problem is that, you know, they never really work out. When you're a child now, you're free-minded. But that's what it is, like, and it's okay for people to understand things and things that you can't go down the road without learning something, but it's what we believe in. You believe in so much stuff now, you're kidding that, you start believing in stuff right away. You believe in your parents now, you believe there's, like, your dad's a superhero now, that's how I know my dad was always a strong man. Now I believe in that. You know, just like my dad doesn't always need to do that to make life better. He acts like a father, you know, he goes out, does grocery shopping, he does all the things that, you know, you should do all the time. You know, and we can sit there and go against them now because they don't understand us. They understand us a lot more than what you think. You when you see your grandparents now, what your grandparents always do. They're always cool and fun and stuff like that. Sometimes they, you know, they go through a lot in that. You know, like my grandparents, man, I'd say my grandmother, my grandmother was cool as fuck. He cool ass dude. He went through a lot of shit, man. He was born during the, like, you know, 1930 something, that, you know, so, like, he's very, you know, hoardy in that, you know, but he worked his ass off. You know, he had a proper thing he could do, and he liked it for the time. You know, he worked, you know, 50, 60-hour weeks and stuff. You know, but he liked his job and that. Man, he does he wasn't working with him, man. He's working with the dude. Then that's the biggest thing that I fucking have. And I can't really possibly work with women. Women are always trying to get, you know, man affection all the damn time. They say they're not, but they are. They flat out lie about it, man. I see it all the time. It's always that cuddling type shit, you know, being flirtatious all the time and that. Like, guys can fuck around and be neutral and feel okay. Women, man, they can't do that to save their fucking life.
Emergency! Code! Distraction!
Incoming report.
Women always want to get so fucking pissed. He's like, I can't work with boys. Yeah, of course you can't work with boys and that. That's all you want is dick. You want dick, 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 and dick. More dick, and the more dick you get, the more you want. I mean, you constantly want dick. And like, and I see that, like, why do you think women go into the fucking military? They don't go to the military to show off all the damn time. They go to the military to get fucking dick. They want to go in there, and I hear this. I've known a couple of women that used to be in the military, and yeah, they fuck everything inside. They just come to get dick. Because them guys are primal fucking people, and yeah, they're always in good shape and that. Like that, by all women always like that. This is how they get it. They just use the man. It doesn't matter how much they try to pull away from it. The last of the knives I'm active will become. Even that they always want fucking an accident thing in the way.
Excellent job.
Hasn't been won by one woman that hasn't
Completed!
that hasn't like tried something. And I say that out of complete confidence. They'll lie and deny it. Of course they're gonna lie and deny it. The women, the first thing they want to do, especially when they're in that type of mindset, is to fucking lie. It makes it easier to lie about something. Oh no, my husband is me. No, I'm flying around and do that fucking work and shit. It's like, but you are. I Barbara doesn't even know that, but you're married. Where's your vows at? Don't you take that shit freaking seriously? Oh no, there's no time for more attractive than actually aware if they make you feel better about myself. Yeah, single men do that.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Well, where the fuck is the honor at? Where's the code of conduct?
Completed!
There's always a hiding thing, and they talk how great they are. Is anyone that boasts is too much because they're fucking saints is always the opposite. They're complete liars. There's no such thing as a too perfect of a person. There's no such thing. It's all talk. You can talk like you're the best person in the world, and that's what you're saying. What I love about the Bible really tells us you're not fucking perfect, you're a moron. That's why you need guidance from God. Because the guidance from actual human beings can be helpful, yeah. But the truth of it is, most human beings are extremely fucking selfish. They are. I say mostly, not all. The ones that don't want to gain something off of something that they do, they're not a good. So when people want to gain something off of it, they're gonna use anything they can to gain whatever they want. That's how rich stay rich. Now there's good wealth and bad wealth, of course. Okay, I gotta move around a little bit. I've been laying in bed all damn day. But yeah, all I'm gonna say is like, people live life in a specific way because they believe in what they live in. It's like when people, I always go down this road, people that are stoners, for instance, people that are stoners that stay stoners. They say, well, I can't do anything else, but they see other people that are more successful than them, and all they say is, they were brought up different than I was. There's no reason for me not to change because, I was brought up this way. I say, when you have your own mind, you make your own decisions. I say this to you, and this goes for young people. If you make your own decisions, that just proves the point that you choose not to make a better decision. Maybe because you don't know. Nah, you know. Bullshit. Everybody knows what they do is wrong or right. Because we have a sensory thing in our minds. We know what's wrong and right. God always gives us messages. Do people listen to his messages? Probably not. Most people don't. Most people don't even know what it is. But the truth of it is yeah. Like, and you can talk to these people. And, and God warns us of these people. Wicked people. There's so many people out there. That's what's very interesting. If you actually take psychology and actually understand why do minds work a certain way in that. It all comes down to good faith. It all comes down. People always say, I have demons. I say, well, okay, well, if you have demons, then what gets rid of demons? I said, therapy doesn't do shit, because therapy is modal bullshit. You you get rid of demons? You pray. You give yourself to Jesus, and then demons just go away. And you keep on giving yourself to Jesus. It's not to be like, oh my God. No, here's what it is. I'll be blatantly upfront with you with all this stuff now. The reason why people are not going towards Jesus, say, in the last 30, 40 years or say, because we got so comfortable with the devil, that the devil wants us to be comfortable. They're just old shorts. It's with David Kane. He was the Superman from one of the series back in the early 2000s or 90s and that. David Kane. So he was sitting. He played a very rich asshole person. So he went into a retirement home. I guess he was talking to like his grandmother or someone that he knew that was very old. And he said this to her. He's talking about like, he's like, it's like, oh, you're miserable. You got Alzheimer's, all that stuff, and that. It's like you're miserable. I live a great life in that. He's like, you're such a nice person, but I'm such a piece of shit person. And the old lady said this, and I'm gonna remember this. He says the devil makes you comfortable in your cell. He wants you to be as comfortable as possible because he knows at the end of the day, when you die, that cell door shuts. When that cell door shuts, you admit yourself into hell. That you resign with him because you had a perfect life in the world that you live in now, in life. And you didn't regret any bad decision that you did. You didn't forgive yourself for anything that you kept pushing for being a piece of shit person. I said, while this old lady, she opened up herself. The devil treats her like shit. The world treats her like crap, but she lived a humble life. She didn't need all the riches and all this stuff from that. She lived a humble life. He said, as soon as that cell door shuts, you admit yourself into hell, as in your own personal hell. That eternity you will burn with the devil. So the whole point of that short is, I mean, it was an actual show, but it was a short of the show. The whole point of it is that it's the honest truth. When you resign in your sin and your guilt for so long, you are admitting that you are a failure as a human being. Even though God didn't make you into a failure, you chose to be a failure. All the people out there are like, my life sucks. I can't do it wrong. So how many times do you have to lie to yourself about your financial struggles? How many times do you lie to yourself about your fucking weed addiction, your drug addiction, your steroid addiction? How many times do people have to come out every single time and say, I wish I'd never done this? All the rock stars that did all the fucking meth, did all the cocaine, did all the stuff in that. How many of them? Alice Cooper went to Jesus. Alice fucking Cooper went to Jesus. That dude was the most satanic fucking person for a very long time. Alice Cooper. He's pro Jesus. Why? Let me tell you why. When you see true evil, that ain't just the evil in the world. When you see actual true demons, these vile fucking spirits that don't give a fuck about you, and you resign in them by being a pagan, being a witchcraft, doing tarot cards, doing all this stupid woke shit that's happening, all these transgenders and people saying, screw all these people that are godly and killing Christian people and that. Do you not think that God's pissed? Of course he's pissed. And you guys want to resign and being stupid. Your fate relies on your judgment. It's sad to say. You guys want to live this? Do you think this life is tormented? And I'm thinking about people in my head right now that torment themselves. They're very argumentative. They don't shut the fuck up. They're constantly complaining about everything, but they don't do nothing to fix the problems. You know why they don't do nothing to fix the problems? Because they don't know shit about how to fix anything. They resign in their own failures because they don't know how to get out. I say, well, if you read the Bible and that, and you read certain things in the Bible, certain verses, that God actually speaks about human beings, about the creators, about the creators, He created. God literally specifically explains in detail how to be a human being. That He created you in His image. Thy image. All three persons. God knows you more than you know yourself. That's why Jesus always says, I known you before you were born. Take that in. Only God can say that. It wasn't a mortal saying that, it was God saying that. Because why would mortals say that? That would make no sense. Why would mortals ever say, I knew you before you ever existed? Think about it. People tell the Holy Bible is just stories, and I said the Holy Bible is just stories. That why are certain things written down that were literally only God can say? Just think about it. For people that don't believe that God exists, only a God can say that. Only God can say that. Only Jesus can say that. How can Jesus forgive sin and take out demons? if he wasn't God. A prophet can't do that. And why would demons sit there and think about this? Why would all the demons that were taken out of all the people in that worshipped him as God? How smart are demons compared to humans? Demons know who God is. We do not. We try to get to know him, and the more we go down that kind of, rabbit hole, so to speak, because people think it's a conspiracy, the more you start to know God for what he is. Like I said, as a child, you know God very well because you don't worry about nothing. God does everything for you. That's how God implicates through us. We are his children. People want to say, I want to fight against you, Daddy. And then the Father says, okay. He said it multiple times. I will let you in your ways. You choose to be not part of me. How saddened it makes me because I know you before you knew yourself. But when you choose these roads, you can't accept love unless it's a choice. That's how God actually works. He speaks of it in the Bible all the time. It's a choice to love me because I don't want you to be yours. People say all the stuff that happened, all the people that died, and all that stuff, and I said it was their choice. The Crusades, it was a choice. It was a choice. The covenant followed the Israelites. And then when Jesus died and sacrificed himself, the new covenant became of the world. When Jews think they're special, that's why they renounce Jesus' death, even though they're the ones that did it. The royalist Jews, all the Pharisees, the ones that kept Moses' law and all that, they're the ones that killed Jesus. Think about that. Why does everyone keep talking about Jews and Christians? They're two different people. I don't believe in Judaism. I think Jews are just they don't care. They're so far up on the bullshit in their booty hole food chain. They believe they're God incarnate. If you not read the Bible states that after Jesus died, before Jesus died, the covenant's to the world, not to just you, Jews, to the Israelites. But the Israelites got blessing after blessing after blessing, but they still betrayed him. And Abraham knew that. The one that the covenant first started with Adam went down to all his children. All the covenants constantly went down. Abraham was the tipping point. When God said, you will betray me. You will not know that I exist. You will not bless me. You will not give me blessing. I will not give you blessing, wherever that might have been that you give praise to. And he said, I will never do that, God Almighty. For that I'm a servant to you. He says, it'll come to the time that you will. Maybe not you, but your kids will. The covenant will be broken. So he made a new covenant right there. And people understand the importance of this covenant. When Abraham made a covenant with God, he wasn't making a covenant with, God the Father, so to speak. He made a covenant with Jesus. Jesus the one that, they slaughter a bunch of animals and that, and he tried to make a new covenant with Christ. Just like with Adam. He put him in a sleep. And then he walked that covenant. He woke him back up. And he said, because he knew it was going to happen that, but this is how it works. This is true mercy. That's why mercy always matters. When people get angry, when you get so fucking pissed off at just random shit now, furious, you could be upset. Like how I was upset with all the stupid shit that's happening, because I just don't agree with that. I think it's just morally fucking retarded. And I got people in my head, people that I work with, that they do these things, they do these snarling demon things. They don't even understand that they're doing it. They're just constantly never listening, they're just belching out words and that. and they believe in stupid shit that doesn't make any sense. And most of them are women. See, men tend to understand a little more than women do. Women seem to be the outliers of Satan. And even God even talks about it a little bit, that some women are born from Satan himself. That they're born with just, they're super negative, they're very argumentative, they're gossiping, they're liars, they lie all the damn time. And sometimes it's just an emotional transaction. You get over it once you mature in that. But some people, they never grow over it. A lot of it's because you start doing shit when you're younger, it gets worse as you get older, and these are drugs. People say, my life's so stressful. If your life's so stressful, why don't you ask the question, why is your life stressful? I love to ask that question. Like, why is my life stressful? Why am I stressful? And stressing out is something that it's not in your control. That's why you stress, because you don't know how to get rid of it without fucking yelling and screaming about just random shit that's on your mind. What did Jesus say? Do not worry, I will lay you to rest. Do not worry, our heavy laborer. Now, why does he say that? He says it because he already knows the things that you don't know. So you rely on him for that wisdom, for that knowledge to know. That's where people don't get it. It's like one lady I work with tonight. She wants to make people believe that she's broke all the time because she buys food. This is one of the things that she states that. I have nothing against her, but I know it's just full. I know she's just full of fucking shit. Like you don't drive, you don't really have a lot of bills to pay for and that, and you sit there and you say you spend $800 a month, $800 every 2 weeks on food. I said that's complete bullshit because you're like 120 pounds. You're a really skinny, petite woman. You don't. Because you eat at work too. So you don't spend all this fucking money in that and blah, blah, blah. And the thing is, she's lying. Because the truth is, you spend money on all these drugs, not that you smoke. It has to go somewhere. How do you have these drugs and you don't get them for free? No, you buy them. But the person never wants to admit to it. I say, if you don't admit to that it's true, then how do I believe anything that you say that you think that's true, but it's all a fucking lie? You cry wolf, but when the wolf actually comes to bite you in your ass, guess what happens? That you actually cry wolf for real, no one's gonna believe it. The cry wolf method is the best method. When people lie so much about how their life is and how terrible it is, you're doing the cry wolf method. You're fucking just making up shit because it makes it entertaining. But when the wolf actually comes and bites you, and you feel that fucking pain, you feel that fear, and then you start to cry, no one's gonna believe you. Because your truth ratio is just all lies, and you have like a 2% ratio of telling the truth. It's like this. If you can't agree with someone on something, even a little bit, more or less likely, it's not a conversation. If someone's boasting themselves, and they always, say, oh, like, I'm this and that, I'm this best person, that, blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, you could boast about the things that you do. Yeah, you could boast a little bit. There's nothing wrong with that. I suggest you do. It makes you feel better about yourself. How about that? I need to take a fucking shit.
Your fate.
Okay, I'm back. Got my little heater on. Yeah, it's a heater I took from my old job. I had to take it because they were just going to leave everything there, and they did. I'm like, yeah, fuck that shit. Let me go to the next place and get their items.
Emergency!
Emergency. Code due.
Congratulations on completing the objective. That's enough. Please head back.
Completed.
But yeah, going back to what I was saying that. Yeah. It's really hard for women to do certain things.
Leave it to me.
Like you're not
Oh, this is a great find. Oh, this is a great find. Take care now.
What do you require? Thank you very much. I look forward to your next visit.
I do find it kind of funny that women do get super over emotional about releasing and stuff. I get so fucking something. I get it, no. Yeah, I get a lot of people that get a little pissed off about those things.
What would you like to do?
Then do it already.
Feel free to stop by anytime.
Yeah, tell someone to do something they know they can't fucking do. And watch them get upset with it too. Oh yeah. It's like, oh yeah, you can't do this. Like, you can't bench press over 200 pounds, and most women are gonna get fucking thinking, if I try my hardest and believe in, you know, like, I get about believing that, but like, it's just how it is. Like, lifting weights now, like, that's the one thing I go by the most when it comes down to the physiology of man and female. And I listen to some women, like, they just want to live we got into a discussion about, strength and that, and they said, a man's stronger, and it doesn't matter what the size of a man is. And so, yeah, weight does matter. Every man's stronger, if I was man, I just say you're random fucking shit. No, we're actually telling you the honest truth, and you believe what you want to believe because you're a fucking idiot, but... I promise you this. The more I sit there and work with women, the more I sit there and they fucking make that shit. The ones that don't lie, they just don't lie. But the ones that do lie in that, it makes no sense. The ones that like sit there and hate on men. Like, yeah, my first time I walked into we got at it.
Emergency. Ears open.
This one lady came in and basically that she hated me.
Emergency. Code.
Like, she
Distraction.
thought it was a boast. She was like, I hate that. I'm like, what? Okay, I'm like, why? But the men are so bad. No. Like, if men are so bad now, how the fuck are you alive now? What do you mean?
Ears open.
If men are so bad, you keep saying how bad men are, why are you even working? Why do you even have a fucking job? You say men are so bad. Don't you feel uncomfortable with it? So why the fuck is there a job? When you start using actual logic, they can't say nothing because they know they're lying. Yeah, you're a fucking full-fledged liar. You boast that strength because you think that you're strong. Like, why do you need to be strong? Can you pick up 50, 60 pounds with one arm? Well, no, then you're not strong.
Excellent job.
Yeah. And
Completed.
and it's ignorance that people want to say. Like, be in reality, please. Stop believing all the bullshit that you're hearing from social media, from all these feminist scientists who say women have the power of the mama strength and that they can pick up cars and shit. Yeah.
Completed.
Everyone has that natural unborn strength, yeah, it's called divinity strength, which means that God's with you while you're doing it. Physically, you cannot pick up a fucking car off of someone. It's called divine intervention for a reason. And people don't believe in that stuff.
Incoming alert.
And inside their minds, they believe it was them that did it. No, it wasn't you at all that did anything. It was God that did all this stuff. How you dealt with God? Because it happened. You physically cannot pick up fucking 3,000 pounds like it was nothing. That's intervention of God. See, you give praise the fucking to the wrong damn thing. You give praise to yourself and you just do it. That underworldly mom strength, that was a plea to God to save my child. That's what that is. You can't fuck what anybody says. Even the strongest men in the world can't fucking rip open a car door.
Multiple readings detected in the
Brian
area.
Shaw,
Stay on
tell
guard.
a story about him trying to save someone. And he tried with all of his might to sit there and rip a fucking door off. And he bent the fucking thing trying to get to the thing. Even he had problems with doing that. So a normal fucking human being ain't doing shit.
Emergency.
Brian Shaw's like almost 7 foot tall. 400 something pound man. Dude, curls probably like 300 pounds.
Emergency. Code.
Dude picks up, like hundreds of pounds with each arm, like 4 or 5 pounds with each arm, and walks with it. His hands are so thick, he has to have everything tailor-made for him, because his body's so big. So don't tell me any bullshit about I'm super strong and blah, 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 blah. The strongest man in the world's 400 and something pounds. So when you say stuff, you don't make sense out of things yeah, you're just fucking retarded. Get into reality. I see like a skinny, frailly fucking woman in that's barely fucking 5 foot tall. It's like, you know, maybe like 100 and something pounds, like 130 or something like that. They're like, I ain't super strong. Prove it, first off. And get into reality, because you're not. I listen to people like that. They're like, and I know why they say those things, because they're not into reality. They live in a fixatious mind. Like, go into the real world and actually be part of the real world. You start seeing the difference of beauty, of strength, and you're gonna add yourself up to the whole entire way of society, man. And you're gonna sit there and still think this stuff, and that's what it is. Even the most beautiful woman is gonna have someone's gonna have something they don't have. I know some beautiful ass women in that. The thing of it is, they can be super beautiful and all pretty and that, and have all this collection and that, but there's always something wrong. They have like small boobs, small butt, or whatever that it is. There's always something wrong, and they always want to. That's why all these women get all the fake tits and fake ass. They think that's the perfect thing. I said, perfection it doesn't mean by the basis of your sexual needs. It's just by who you are in general. How much do you actually don't sin? How good of a person can you be? How much faith do you have in God? Do you accept your reality for what it is? Or do you postpone yourself because you truly don't know what the fuck's going on at all? You live in a world that's made up by your own mind. That's not actual reality. And that's what it is with a lot of people. Yes, so we got brought in. Probably. Still is cold. These are the kind of lies, the kind of thing that can get better than the and they believe in it so much that they become part of that reality. I have to say, sometimes that reality is not good for you. And the thing is, God prepared us for this through His Word. So the more you know the Word of God, the more you start understanding reality for what it actually is. God says Himself, the devil will lie to you and will make you feel as comfortable as He possibly can. Because He knows with that comfort that you're going to rely on not God more than you rely on your own personal will.
Emergency! Code! Attack!
Now, why does God say that?
Wonderful.
Probably not directly saying that. Probably actually walking a little bit, but when God talks, He talks in ways
Completed!
that it's
Eyes
only
peeled.
we could interpret it. I don't know specifically exactly the details of God, because I don't think anybody does. Even the closest person to God, you know, mortal-wise, is not gonna know everything. But He knows the glimpse of it. Because it's a lot to take in. But people always reference God all the time. It's like when you see a really attractive looking woman just mesmerizing your eyes, and you always think,
Eyes peeled.
why do we always bring up God when it comes down to like how beautiful someone is? I've seen some really freaking hot women in my life. In person, and I would say that. It goes into my mind, when that pleasure gets to that height, I always mention God. Why do we always mention God when it comes down to pleasure? Because God is pleasure. It's all Lucifer says no, because Lucifer doesn't grant pleasure. Lucifer gives the false idealistic stuff. It's not actual pleasure. That's why if I see a really beautiful girl and that has a fat ass and she's just fucking gorgeous, I'm gonna be, like...
Ears open.
Emergency! Code! Due!
I'm gonna be like, God, man.
Excellent job.
You know, when I first saw the ones that I used to work with and had this and that, you know, she was tremendously fucking attractive. She was so beautiful and that it was annoying. And she got so much attention, and then, you know, I start finding out, like, who she actually was and that. She was a sweetheart, but she followed the life of being, you know, a whore. She thought that life, well, she believed in it so hardcore that she wanted to be a MILF and all this stuff and that. I'm just like, but you're young.
Emergency. Ears open.
Like, why do you want to believe in that? Well, because they get a lot of guys who think that. Yeah, because you're a woman. Like, it's a psychological thing for a man to give a little attention to you as a woman. How much women get mad at that? Yeah, you bitches only get mad at that shit because you don't get the right attention from the right man. You get attention from a bunch of simps and shit. That's the reason why you get so upset. Because you're not getting attention from the man that you actually want to be with. That hot dude that you do all the time, you always want in your fucking bed and shit. Yeah, that dude. Yeah, you don't get that shit because you're obsessing about that. Obsessive people and that normally don't get the things that they want up front. You have to work at it. And there's some people out there, you know, that have to learn it. I was the same way. I was very obsessed with that. You know, I was obsessed with like back in the 90s. That
Emergency!
Emergency! Code! Due!
you know, that's just how it is. When I got older now, you
Nice
know,
one! You did it!
I just have to look at the perspective. Like I was obsessed with this one girl, or you know,
Great work!
since
Now
like
please head on
kindergarten.
back.
shit. The thing of it is, she was a terrible fucking person. She's like, well, how terrible was she? In a sense of like 1 to fucking 10, no, she was, you know, like a 5 or 6. She was pretty fucking crazy, man. Well, it's just how it is. Star, oh, wow, I picked up this train. I'll have to level it up in this game. I don't know what to think. But yeah, I was obsessed with her, you know, she was super beautiful in that, you know. Well, I haven't talked to her in years now, and the last time I talked to her, she had multiple DUIs. She was living in California. Like, oh man, you just. She slept with a whole bunch of fucking dudes in high school now. And the reason why she did all that, you guessed it, she was with she had a single mom in the house. Her mom was divorced and that, and so her daughter became a full-fledged whore because her mom was like that. Her mom wanted male validation that, so she would sleep with a bunch of fucking dudes and that off and on. And then, you know, people would be like, oh my god, you can't even say that. I'm like,
Heyo!
cause we need validation, you dumb bitches. That's just how it works. If you are a single woman, you're going to want validation from a fucking man.
Bye.
Especially when you get older. That's just how it works. Like me, I'm fucking in my mid-30s, and yes, I want validation from a woman. You think I don't like it when a woman bends over in front of me and shows me her fucking round ass? Of course I do. I just don't go in on it because to me it's just too much. It's absolutely a pointless thing to do.
Leave it to me. Oh, this is a great find. Oh, this is a great find. Take care
Because
now.
to me, I think it's just pointless.
I'm gonna give it my best shot.
People could say otherwise, now you say what the fuck you want to say. It's just how it is. We always want
Success! Thank goodness. Don't be a stranger, okay?
It's still not better. You know, it has more stars. It's so funny how powerful this gun is, even though it's one star less than this one. This will get you 25 more dash. If I lose. A little bit of everything. Yeah, these are the things that you have to look at now. And like, surprisingly, it happens all the time. Now people get so confused when they're younger now. Yeah, it goes just like anything else. I'll probably move. I'm 41, dumbass. Like I had someone come on the stream and then saying like, "Oh, you don't understand women and that," and I always think about that. Like, thing is, I don't think even women understand fucking women. Like the emotional way of how people work in that, it's always random. Cause unless you express your true like motives all the time in that, you're always gonna be hiding something. I'm being serious. You're always gonna be hiding something. It doesn't matter. Like a woman says, you know, I'm watching the anime right now, and like the anime is like always it's about all these girls that be with this one dude and that, like they're all friends and shit. Like all these women really like this dude a lot. Like they want to be with him because they see how like mature he is and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, it's because he's not a piece of shit fucking dude. And like so all these women that, you know, like they all think he's a pervert, but the thing of it is, they all want his validation sexually. They all want sexual validation. So, you know, it's just like, you look at it, it's like, well, why is a woman saying like that you're a pervert now when they all want that pervertness? There's no woman in the world doesn't want to be touched or grazed or kissed or loved by a man that they're fucking highly attracted to. Fuck yeah, they do. I've been through it. I melted women's fucking emotions. I melted their brains with fucking, you know, so much like love and that. And like they would tell me up front. And if any woman says this to a man, that woman is obsessed with that dude. And it doesn't matter because that idea in their head pops in. Of course, if the idea is not met, then the obsession kind of goes away. Oh, yeah. I remember countless times I heard these words. I'm putty in your hands. That was my ex. She said that when me and her were fucking around that. She was so, I guess I was so seductive towards her that in her mind, she literally stopped caring about everything in the world besides the feelings that she was feeling at that moment. Now what we call that? We call that a fucking meltdown. That means that woman is submissive to that man 100% at that time. That means I could have done anything with her and that and she wouldn't care. As long as she had me next to her, feeling her up, and giving her love. That's the true purpose of it, say like how God is with people. God wants you to have the zero worries, everything's taken care of. You just sit there and live your life with no worries. That's what no worry living is. I don't think anyone has been in that position before. If you're old enough to know that you've been in a position before where you're just completely emotionally just like everything just doesn't matter besides what that feeling is. The feeling is so powerful and so good that the whole world doesn't matter. That's how God is. And why do they say that kind of saying that? Because that's literally how it works. I remember the one girl I used to screw around with, you know, I bring this up at that, you know, at one of the other jobs I worked with like 10 years ago and that. She was obsessed with me. She never showed everybody. She hid it from everybody. Because, you know, of course, you know, she had a boyfriend that. But at the time of that, you know, I was just like, okay, you know, you're just being nice to me, blah, blah, blah. And then I sit there. And I got to know her and that. And eventually it came down to she became slightly obsessed with me. And when everybody left, all the lights were off kind of thing and that. She loved being with me all throughout the whole entire night. We would spend hours and hours and hours after work on that, just sitting there talking and, you know, just communicating with each other and all that stuff. And then out of nowhere that, you know, she started making power moves on me and that, sexually. It came down to that she really wanted me to fuck her. So it was like, okay, you want me to have sexual relations with you now, but you have a boyfriend now. Like, oh yeah, she made up all these excuses. And this is what they do. This is fucked up. I don't know why you women do this shit. That you make up all excuses in the world that you cheat on your man. Say how bad he is, how horrible he is. You victimize yourself to get laid. I said, so getting laid and making that fantasy for that brief moment come true is worth more than your whole entire life ever happened. You know, losing your man that's supporting you and trying to make life better for you. Yeah. Fucked up, isn't it? Now when you think of it like that, as a woman, well, why do women cheat? We would say, well, men cheat too. We say men do the same thing, yeah. But see, men do it to, you know, they do it to good women. But I'm talking about women doing it to good men. There's bad women out there, and all they want is just to get the fix. Same thing with men, they just want to get their fix. And the more you look at that, why they get those fixes, because they rely on that emotional tug of heart all the time. They like being that fucking massively high, and this is why junkies have the biggest problem. They like being massively high. They'll try to have sex with everything and anything. If their mind desires of that, they'll go after it. They don't give a fuck. So take it out of place. If you weren't like that, you were closer to God, you do all those drugs and that, you have more moral grounds to stand on, you wouldn't be such a fucking hoe. You would love people for actual love. You wouldn't love them just because you can put your dick in them, because you can get your, you know, vagina filled with cock. These are the things that people don't understand. They keep on doing this and like, well, this stuff has changed. No, this stuff's been around for thousands of years. Sodom and Gomorrah is a prime example of how bad life is nowadays to a certain extent. Now, it's not everywhere, no. There's a lot of people, especially in California now, that are doing really fucked up shit. And nothing goes unknown. And I truly believe, you know, God says no whisper goes unknown, nothing goes unknown to him. Whatever you do, you are being watched 24/7, every day of the week. And he looks at your heart, and he sits there and says, hey, how corrupt is this person's heart? And so as you get corrupted, he's like, I know who this person is before they were even born. So I want you to try to pull them away from that. So you meet new people. And the struggle with it, it's a struggle to pull demons away from humans. Some people love being that negative. Oh my God, life's so bad, blah, 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 blah. And they do it all the time. And the funny thing is, God talks about being criticized. God talks about learning. When the wise person, talks about being wise. He says, don't be with gossipers. Don't be with, you know, people that, you know, talk about problems without trying to solve the problems. The constant victimizers that we say nowadays, victimizers, God was talking about that thousands of years ago. So if you say God doesn't exist, how does someone thousands of years ago know what is happening as of today? God knows. That's why it's in the Bible. So people say, well, the Bible can't be true. I say, well, the thing is, when it comes down to how God talks, only God talks like that. Human beings don't talk like that. Only someone that actually knows the truth about all of humanity talks like that. And there's not one person alive as of today that lived long enough to know all of humanity, because it doesn't work like that. People say, you know, people didn't live that long back then, and that, you know, they said they lived, but their calendars were all fucked up. And I like how ignorant people are to people back then. I said, here's what it is. We have science because our lives are easier. We want it more technology because we want to be lazier. That's why we invented technology. And most times we invented technology because we have more people in this world than we ever did. So we have to make things more productive so we can be able to sit there and feed society. We make it more easier. People still have to work hard making all that stuff. People say, oh, well, we can go back then and be, you know, sharecroppers and crop and that. It's like, no, we can't do that anymore. There's too many people out there. Like when there was like maybe several millions of people in the world on that, say back then and that, there's billions now. There's people everywhere. Just say where I live at, you know, in the 10-mile radius I live at, there's probably over 1 million people. You know, they all go to work and that, they all do stuff. And how do you think highways get clogged up? There's fucking like tens of thousands of people on the road. There's thousands of kids in school. Like there's literally like hundreds of thousands of people just in a small ass area. So we can't go back to how it was. We have to look forward to our creativity and our knowledge to be able to sit there and make it more profitable and make it more easier. People bitch about that. So your life is so easy. You have a house to stay in. You have a nice house to stay in. Oh, it might be a little chilly now. Okay, it could be a little chilly now. All you have to do is save up money and get someone to put a window in. Say, no, I need a person to put a window in. Blah, blah, blah. Give them $400 or $500 that, pay for the window that, bam, the window gets put in. Oh, now my room's cooler than that. You live in a shit ass house and that, then save up money and fix the house. Don't want to solve a problem, just want to create bullshit. You want to talk about how bad life is, that because it makes you feel that someone's going to victimize you. Someone's going to be like, oh, poor you, yeah, poor me, I can't do nothing with my life. And I say, you can't do nothing with life because you don't choose. You're like, you don't know me. I hear that shit a lot. There ain't nothing to know about you. You talk about everything. You tell everybody everything. You tell everybody your whole entire life. Every aspect of your life. So yeah, people do know you. Like, and that's what it is, because your life is very small. You don't do much. You haven't done enough for anything to not be unknown. Because you can only talk about the life that you have, because that's all you know. You don't know a lot. You haven't been through a lot. You're just sitting there just constantly just blah blah blah. Say people don't believe me, and I talk about all the hot girls I've been with. I say, why not? Because I just don't believe it. I say, like, I have personal mental images about it. Say, you don't need to believe anything that I say in that, but that means that you have trust issues, and more or less you're just jealous of that because no one ever wanted to fucking tug in your wiener. That was actually attractive. Because you always get all these ugly girls. And every time, and I boast that, number one, you can tell how jealous people get. That's how you know that someone's attracted to you. They get fucking jealous as fuck. Like, you get well, yeah. You know, my ex was fucking fine as fuck. She was very attractive. Little crazy in that, but you know, can't expect nothing from attractive women. And most attractive women are crazy because they boast on their looks more than anything else. But yeah. I said, if any guy ever saw that ass naked, it's all bent over, you probably fuck it too. And I always say it like that to be actually serious. Because she was very attractive. Everybody's like, oh my god, there's no way. And they make up all this shit. I was like, yeah, it's because you don't look like that. That's what I'm used to. I see a bunch of flat-chested, flat-ass bitches that look like fucking ironing boards. Yeah, you need to work on yourself. You want to get a better man. You need to work on yourself to be part of the society of higher rating people. You dwell yourself in this hole and you think people should accept you. Accept the personality, yes, but the creativity of the body shows how hardworking you are. It's like no man that lifts weights wants to be with a woman that's lazy and smokes weed all day and doesn't do fucking shit and she looks like shit herself. That's fucking absolute point. Well, the personality's good. Yeah, the personality can be good. But you guys, the functionality of your relationship is not going to work. Like, I want a gym goer as a woman. I want a woman to know that she can, you know, when she's done working out, that she can take a shower and that, and, you know, and then we can relax. She can, like, get her favorite protein shakes and while getting her favorite pre-workout shake. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Or going out to a fucking steakhouse and just eating a big-ass steak together and sitting there and watching stupid movies together and laughing about dumb shit. Being a carefree life. But what I see out in the real world now, I see the complete opposite. The people I work with, the women I constantly have to deal with that. Most of them are just, they're not bad looking. I would say they're alright. Like, they're skinny. They're skinny, so they're at least got an average look to them. But, you know, they ain't got no build on them, and I'm used to seeing that. And they get mad about it. It's like, how do you're so judgmental, man. It's like, yeah, over my own self is my own way of thinking. Yeah, that's what I like, and if you don't have it, then that's all you. Jose is like, we have eyes for a reason. Like, attractiveness does matter. People get mad about all the time. Yeah, we have our own opinions on that. Like, can a personality overrate, like, looks? No. Because personality should already be a certain way in the first place. Your looks and your personality should be add up. If you like to lift weights, you're going to have a strong personality of being stronger and that, wanting to be more, you know, outgoing. That comes with the territory. Yes, I admit some, like, women can look fucking, like, perfect. They had, like, that ideal fucking look. And their personality doesn't add up to it and that, because it never worked on it that way. But if I see a woman that really works on her body and that, and I see them at the gym letting them time, you can tell that they're more disciplined. And I see a lot of fucking ravishingly fucking really hot bitches. They maybe not have the face structure in that, because that's genetically given. And yeah, you could build more muscle in your face and I get more thicker jaw structure in that. You could. Like people that are aggressive talkers always have thicker jaw structures. They talk a lot more, like myself. Ooh. But the thing of it is, if I could say this, I think anyone that's old enough to have enough relationships or been with enough women, just in general, how would I rate all the women I've ever been with? I think about all of them through the way they look and all stuff like that. I said the first 2 girls I've ever been with when I was younger than that, they had the perfect fucking, one of them had like the perfect fucking roundest tits I've ever seen in my life. Perky, D-cup, perfect. Like looking at her and looking at her rack, and that was astounding. She was mwah in titties, man. The titties were just like pow. And when she took off her bra on that, they drooped down to the fucking floor. Think of that game, we were younger, so can't say anything. We were like all over fucking like, I was like 17, 18 or something like that. We were all around the same age. So as I got older and that, you know, I started seeing the difference in that. I'm like, okay, you know what? She's out of it. And I can remember, like, about this one girl I met in high school. She was a year older than me. I remember seeing her in gym now. She was wearing a tank top, and I remember like it was yesterday because that's how hot she was. You had them glued in your mouth. She had like the perfect boob ratio, butt ratio, and that she was skinny, had a pretty face, had a nice smile on that. And she was just, and wow, like man, that, like getting into that would be fucking like idealistically, like damn, that's hot. Eat that out all day long. But yeah, like all the girls I ever let me with that. I don't even know. I thought my ex was really fucking hot. But obviously, you know, I wish things were a bit different with the whole sexual thing, because it was just too much. She was too far gone on the body scale. She bragged about having sex with multiple dudes that like it was a fucking charity case. It's like, that's just fucking stupid. That's why you don't have a relationship at your age. That's why no man wants to be with you. They just want to fuck you because you want to just get fucked. That's it. So women always say, "Why don't men want to be with me?" Because all you care about is the fucking dopamine high. You care about the I don't want to be found out cheating. You care about I don't want to be found out. You hide stuff. You lie about stuff. You're a liar. You're a liar. And that's what it is. And you make up shit. You make up scenarios that don't even exist. And you try to tell other men this and you want to have sex with. And you can't boast the truth of that, but you still want to say, the biggest thing, all women that do this, that cheat, all say, what do you mean by cheating? What clarifies cheating? Thinking about another dude fucking you is called cheating. The thoughts come in first before the physiology comes in. Before you actually make an actual physical decision, you think about it. You ponder about it because you know that it's not good. You ponder about something because you're trying to make up excuses for the most part to try to make it to where it doesn't affect you. That's why you cheat. Because you don't want to be caught in something, because it makes you super fucking high, like a little thief. When you don't get caught, you're like, yeah, I got caught. It makes you feel good. But when reality sets in, and it does a lot, it always does, justice always catches up. What happens? You get caught. When you get caught, you cry about it. And then you try to make up all the excuses in the world. Come on, well, I didn't know this, I didn't know that. And all the person has to say is, yes, you did know this. Yes, you did know that. You're a liar. Once you lie, you have to start to admitting to the truth eventually. Because I tell you this, once you lie about one thing, you're going to lie about other things. lying is a contagious disease. That's why it's a massive sin, because you can't stop doing it, because a lie is untruthful. Which means you have to make up more lies to cover up other lies. Eventually lies start to mix up, and then people start realizing that you're just a fucking liar. And then what happens? You get mad because people start realizing that you're just a piece of shit fucking person. You're a wicked person. Piece of shit person. You know, I tell a lot of people, like, just don't lie. You don't have to say nothing. If you don't speak about a situation, it's not considered a lie because it's not speaking. If you speak it and you lie about it, then well, what's a lie? The excuses come up. Well, it's a half truth. Isn't a half truth still a lie? That's how gossiping starts. Gossiping is really saying, like, I know the truth about something, but I want you to agitate that truth and make up shit about that truth, which is a lie. So you say made up is a lie. Because you start to fantasize about that. I have people gossip shit about me, and then I start hearing about it a little bit. I'm just like, why do they say those things? They're like, well, I don't know. They're like, well, is that true? Like, the person asked for that true. Like, no. It's like, oh, well, they're lying. I was like, I say, people like, if you don't come to me and just ask me specifically about certain things and that, I'm going to give you a full answer. I talk about who I want to bang and that. Of course I do. I don't give a shit. It's the honest truth. People get mad at it. It's like, yeah, get mad. But why do you say like this? It's like, because you want the honest truth. Don't ask questions if you don't want the truth of it, because some people will just give you flat out truth. One of the girls that working at said, you know, hey, it's like, I see you looking at me. Do you want to bang me? I'd be like, consideration that, you know, it's a possibility. If things add up right, then yeah, but if they don't add up right, then no. But, well, they always use those things to sit there and attack. Yeah, I mean, they can do that. So I'm starting to notice that, you know, people have crushes on me at work. I say, yeah, that's nothing new. You're a woman. Duh. Women crush on men all the damn time. And I'd say men don't crush too, but men don't crushes. Men's crushes are different because they're not emotionally fucking all over the place with that shit. Got multiple women that crush on me at fucking work. And I hear about it kind of in the wind here, you know. It's like, yeah, of course I fucking know. Because you're giving me unwanted attention. I won't even fucking do anything. I'll just walk by you and all of a sudden you'll start like fucking with me. Yeah, you like me. You're not gonna fuck with me if you don't like me, dumbass. Like, that's not doesn't work like that. If you're not attracted to me, you're not gonna fuck with me. You're not gonna do the bitch flirt. You're not gonna do the pillow talk flirt. Of course you are, because you're attracted. That's it. And the denial comes in like, no, because this and that. And they get shy over it. I'm like, then why do you do it? If it's an internal thing, if your instincts are telling you, yeah, that dude, I want him to mate with me, you're going to be instinctually wanting to get close and closer to him. Because you're letting your guard down because you want to get attracted. Because you like the attention that the man gives you. And if the man responds to that, it makes you happy. Then you get mentally fucking high, and you're like, oh, I'm so happy in that because you gave me attention. That's really how it always works. I gave you an example on that. So like, one of the girls working at, she's cool, you know, she talks outrageously a lot, but you know, whatever. I think when I was like, she's just always on caffeine meds, so the caffeine gets to her head and that she gets a little stimulated with the brain and that. I get it. But like, she'll come next to me. We fuck around. We do little flirtatious acts back and forth, just small amount. We never go past a certain amount. Because there's a certain level of stuff that you just don't do. If something's comfortable, you stick with being comfortable. Like, you can't go past that. So like, you know, I fuck around with her. She'll street next to me and I'll kick her broom and shit. I fuck around with her because, you know, I'm attracted to her. I find something about her that makes me happy, so I like it, and I like the attention that she gives me. So I do it. She probably doesn't realize that, but that's why I do it. And vice versa, because that's what attraction is. Doesn't mean you're in love, doesn't mean it's just a fine line of attraction. There's something about someone that you like to be close to with. So, you do that. To a woman is a form of flirting. Yeah, if you're a man and a woman, that's a form of flirting. You know, it's going to be slightly a sexual thing. That towards a man, it's going to be more like a bro code type shit. Because you're not, you know, sexually attracted to that person, and you fuck around with them. You're like, yeah, bro, you all like, you know, punch you on the shoulders and shit or whatever that you do. That they call it bromancing. Yeah, you're loving it on your bro. You're giving affection and attention that way. We all do that as human beings. That's what we're supposed to do. Now people say, well, people might think it's all sexual. It's not all sexual. Sexual is not till intercourse, dumbass people. Like, you can give affection and love to people without being sexual at all. It might be a form of sexuality that if you are attracted to that person in that way, yeah, because that's what you deem to be attractive. But sometimes, you know, it's just a little bit here and there. And that's what happens. And, you know, she likes it, so she comes up to me when I'm here and there, and she'll say stupid shit and that. We get on like a first name basis kind of thing, but it never goes past that. Because it makes me happy, it makes her happy. We slightly flirt with each other. Now, people can assume a lot of shit, yeah. You're always going to assume stuff and that because this is what people do. You assume that something's happening. I'm like, no. It doesn't happen until someone actually chooses to ask the question or until someone pushes it past that. But sometimes you can't choose that. Sometimes you gotta leave it the way it is, and that because it's more comfortable. Get it? You know, that's just how it always works with anybody. Especially the man and woman. You know, because to her and that, you know, she doesn't show any type of like over past that certain amount of affection, so I don't take it as anything else. Now the other girls, you know, that I used to work with and I work with that, you know, they would past that. They would show more finesse towards me. They show more sexuality towards me. And I would take it as in that they want more than just that little flirtatious attention. That means they want you to get into that touching phase. And you get into that touching phase, that means basically you want to bang, but you don't know how to put it out there. So you show sexuality in that. I've seen this so many times. Women will bend over more. They'll show the assets more. They'll put on more makeup and that. Or they'll sit there and they'll wear tighter pants and show off their butt more. Or they'll show off their boobies more if they have them. Because those chicks have no tits, no ass, so it doesn't matter when they show up. But they'll still try to show stuff off. And that's when you know. Because the signs of a woman being sexually like inclined, they show it in way different ways than men. Men don't really show it in the way that like they show it by their eyes when they see something. So if I look at a girl bent over that and I'm highly attracted to her and that, like, there's a thing that ass is just like two half peaches, and I'm just like, that's hot. That's basically what I'm being like, damn, that ass is hot. It's gonna go right to my fucking head. It's going right to my fucking dick. That's how I know I'm attracted. At least sexually. So I'm gonna look at that ass and I'm like, I want to peel it open like a fucking can opener. Yes, I do. First time I ever saw my ex's ass, I was just like, it was nice. But then, when you get used to something like that, eventually it calms down. Especially if you fixate on it, so to speak. But when you get to the point and get to know the person more, sometimes this personality kicks in. You know, like, do you want to bang someone because the ass is nice, or do you want to bang them because the ass is nice and you actually like the personality of the person? This is where you come in to being very selective if you want to be with that person all the way. Just because the ass is nice, you get to know the personality in that, they're a little crazy in that, a little unorthodox, yeah. Peel open that ass like a fucking banana, be nice. But the thing of it is it worth it? And that's what it is. These are the nuisances that we have to go through as people. Is it really worth it? And that's what I think about. Even though I want to bang half these chicks that fucking do all this stuff, is it worth to doing it just to do it? My heart tells me no. I have to say that's kind of like what happened with my ex. My heart was all up front in that because it was nice. But then the truth starts setting in. My love staying the same way with my ex, but she wasn't staying with me the same way because she wasn't staying with me at all anyway. Because what she wanted out of me was different than what I wanted out of her, and that's why the separation began, like in the first couple months of us dating. Her feelings changed, mine stayed the same. She wanted just for me to, do things with her. She just wanted the sex out of her. I said, why would I want to have sex with you when we could just have a relationship and just be that? Well, I want this standard of man, but you're the standard of woman, honey. Yeah, you're above average with looks because you're skinny, you got a big butt and that, all stuff like that. Yeah, you got looks, but your personality is like a fucking child. You act like a child. You can be an adult, but you always keep boasting being an adult. I have to do this. Everybody does this. You're average. Everybody does these things. Everyone pays bills. Everyone buys shit with their own money, man. Like that's what it is. So, to me, that's telling me as a person that you haven't grown up since you were fucking 16, 18. You still act the same way. That's why, you focus on the way you look so much, because you never forgave yourself. And that's the biggest thing is, forgive yourself. I personally I forgive myself for the things I did. But to me, that... I can't stand it personally. I'm getting sleepy, bro. Kind of like that. Look at that dude. But yeah. And you gotta stay true to yourself. If something doesn't feel right, then act on it. Just push it away. Try not to let it get to you. If you get so overwhelmed, it always works. Pray to Jesus. Have faith in Jesus. Jesus will lay your mind to rest. Because the thing is, anxiety, all of it, it's not a mental thing, it's a spiritual thing. You're being invaded with unclean spirits constantly. And it doesn't matter what you think. Willpower. I said, when you say your will be done, then God doesn't come in and do His will. God comes to do His will, your life will be way more better. I'm sleepy. Time to go to bed! Yeah, I'm gonna take another nap. It's too fucking early still. Oh, it gets so early. Got my little heater on. Feels so good. I'm going back to bed. Oh. Anyway, you guys have a good one. That. Stay praying that. Try to read the Bible and that. At least go through the New Testament and understand Jesus' word. If you want to go through the Old Testament, there's a lot of stuff to go through the Old Testament that actually explains a lot of good details. Like Psalms is really good, and Proverbs is really good. Proverbs is really good. Corinthians is really good too. They're not that long of chapters. And if you listen to it, it takes maybe an hour or so. You just listen to it on your spare time. Maybe not even that. Most of the chapters are pretty fucking short, but they work. Anyway, where's he going there? Jesus is king and always will be king.